Hi everybody, B. Squecklehausen here, and welcome to Golden Gate Bridgeville. Of course, that is the town that is about to get a Golden Gate Bridge built in it, so why not get started? You'll find the Golden Gate Bridge, once again, under the Road Condition menu. It's right here, it's these 6 pieces. It's a little bit simpler in some ways than the crazy lower deck approach, whatever, of the Bay Bridge, but more complicated in its own ways. So here you'll see the arch anchor, the anchorage, the approach, and then the A, B, C, and D segments of the bridge. I should probably eventually get these sorted to do them in the right order. Anyway, we're going to start here with the A segment of our bridge, and I recommend, guys, if you're building the Golden Gate, do it over land first, just to make sure that all the heights line up. Doing it over water is pretty annoying. So, I'm going to grab the A segment piece. I figure that's probably the best place to start. I'm going to raise it to, I think, 38 meters. That is actually, it has nothing to do with the bridge itself, but it's got to do with the anchorages, so 38 is what I'm going for. So grabbing that, make sure you have Find Road Tool, Find Around Anarchy, Move It, all the good stuff on, and drag out this segment to right here, 12 units, 100 meters. I'm holding Control to lock angles and Shift to get this more information. That's going to leave you with this ugly thing. We're going to sort that out real soon. Now, select the B segment, so you've done A, then B, and luckily, look at that, it blanks it out until you've hit the minimum. So do this, you want 100, anywhere between 100 to, sometimes I've done as much as like 110, 107. I'll do that for now. You can see this doesn't look quite right, but we'll get to that a little bit later. So now that you've done B, obviously, C is next. This one, once again, 100. So pretty easy way if you're just trying to build these quickly, if you're building a lot of Golden Gate bridges, I guess. Just 100, 100, 100, 100. That's kind of the best way to get this built quickly, I guess. So just very carefully bring that to as long as you can, having it say 100. And there you go, that's half. You see it's a little lumpy, we'll fix that with Move It pretty soon. And of course this end is extremely lumpy. So what we're gonna do is grab your anchorage section. I provided 2 here, the arch anchor and the regular. Either of them work, you just drag them towards the bridge and they look good, and that will help straighten out the cables. You can see still they're not perfectly straight. What I usually do now is I'll grab my Move It tool, grab nodes, and we will shift it. I'll hold shift and pull, oops, sorry. I want to grab one more node here. Hold shift and pull one out with shift. That was actually too much, so without holding shift, I'll do like 2 or so. It's unfortunately, it can't get perfectly straight. I've tried it a bunch of ways. There's just something a little bit weird about how the game deals with this stuff. It is possible to get it straighter than this. You can see there's like a weird lift of the cable in the middle. That's actually a little better here, so I'll probably leave it like that. I am working on trying to get it cleaned up a little bit, so hopefully that won't be a problem for too much longer with this asset. Anyway, once you're done, grab all of your segments, copy them, all of your nodes, copy them, spin them around very conveniently with the right click, line them up. Easiest way to line them up for me is to just pick a corner right here and try to get it lined up perfectly by using the cables. So you can see that that's lined them up exactly right in terms of the cables. Then you'll just come in here, bulldoze the D segment, collapse your bridge a little bit, and then you'll redraw a D segment across, and there you go. You end up with the full span. Now, the real Golden Gate Bridge has 2 different types of anchorages, which I thought was a detail cool enough to recreate. So just take one and use the giant block. Fun fact, on the real thing, this arch over here actually has a building under it. So I made it with no collisions, so you could put whatever you'd like underneath here. So that's doable for you as well. Hopefully not at 38 meters high, that'll be a little tricky. But you can just need to be a little careful because this is totally valid for the game because the actual pillars themselves don't have collisions so that you can put a building underneath. Anyway, after you're finished with the full bridge, you can pretty much go nuts with your approach ramps. Figure out the way you want to connect these to the rest of your road network. They work just like any other road. They've got elevated and ground types. fun features, the concrete feet always snap to terrain and follow terrain and everything, and blah blah blah. That's this bridge. So it's pretty simple. The pattern, of course, it'll go anchorage A, B, C, D, D, C, B, A, anchorage again, and approaches on either side. And then, of course, since you built it on flat land, it is now going to be very, very easy to just click and drag all of it and grab it and move it to your position, which for me, right here, turn off follow terrain, actually, that's an important part, and just drag it over, and you end up perfectly spanning this nice little area that I definitely didn't prepare exclusively for this earlier. But anyway, that's it for the really simple version. Now, I've done a few more. Right here, actually, you can see I've stretched out the nodes a little bit farther, which gives it the much more accurate sort of look. This is stretching them, I think, shift arrow key by like 4 or 5. It does still work. And you end up with all the same sorts of benefits, like you actually don't get any clipping of the stuff and you view them even at angles, so highly recommend stretching them out. This one I've used Move It really to give that nice gentle arc with as well. You can see the Bay Bridge in the background. Kind of just peppered this whole area with bridges to show you that there's now a San Franciscan bridge for any span you'd like, and also, I got this giant thing, so you're not stuck with A, B, C, D, D, C, B, A, because it's symmetrical around the tower. So this bridge section is actually, let me grab, the approach will do. We got A, then B, C, D, D, C, B, D, B, C, D, okay. I'm tongue twisting myself, but just don't use the end segment because that actually carries the cables a little steeper and flatter and won't give you the nice curve that is so distinctive to the real deal. Anyway, that's about it. So let me find the best looking Golden Gate Bridge I have, and you know what? We'll close this one at night because it's a pretty thing at night as well. I got the lights all working, and yeah. Anyway, that's about it. Thank you guys very much for watching this. Please use the links in the description to download the very cool Golden Gate Bridge and the Bay Bridge if you want it as well. It's got lots of cool features. I'll do daytime again. It's accurate in terms of style and design. It's scaled down a little bit, so you might need to figure out how you're going to fit it. It's got lighting. It's got custom street lamps, which I thought looked really cool. They're based on the original Golden Gate street lamps, which are so distinctive. I had to include them. It's got lots of crazy cool truss detailing. I've got back faces in so you can see all the trusses and everything on the bottom of the bridge. Same thing, the pillars. When I was doing the research, I'm pretty sure this is the most accurate Golden Gate Bridge model you can find anywhere online. At least the towers and everything. It is, of course, scaled down, and of course the cables and things are networks. And yeah, feel free, just try to stretch it proportionally to its length. Keep that beautiful, graceful curve. Anyway, that's it for real now. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time.